Suffering with pain can leave us looking for a small beacon of hope, of light from anywhere, kind of like is shown in this picture with the lighthouse. When things are dark, the aches and pains and grinding challenges can seem too much. Moving even a tiny bit when we have chronic pain can be too much. For example, I have a picture of my fluffy dog, Cooper. I was out walking him the other day and my shoulder was flared up. Well, he pulled quickly this way and I went that way, and I could feel the shooting pain in my shoulder and arm. Needless to say, this walk was cut short and it wasn't as pleasant. Fortunately, it's feeling much better now. But lately, more and more of my clients are showing up with aches and pains and more stress in their lives. Now, I'm not sure if this is because things are changing or if because people are becoming more aware of their challenges and are willing to get help. I don't know, but in most cases, my clients, and me too, we just keep going through the day, getting things done, even when the pressure is a bit much. But things can be different. Our first step is to be present. Present in our days, present in our emotions, present with our thoughts, and present in our bodies. This awareness creates the space and the possibility for having a change. So I invite you to take a moment just to be present. If you like, you can close your eyes, breathe in and out, drop your shoulders, and just notice how you're feeling. Is there tension anywhere in your body? In your face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, maybe your hands or your back, your hips, your legs or your feet. Some people hold pain and tension in their feet. Simply by paying attention, we can start to make a difference. If you like, you may want to gently stretch. Oh, a little bit tense. If you do have a bit of tension, that can help to release it a bit. And just breathe and relax. And if you can, let the tension go. If you're finding it difficult to let go of the tension, just simply be present and acknowledge that things are a bit awkward in the moment, maybe a bit painful. This can always change. We'll go through a few simple holds to help you release tension and to help with your pain. In the meantime, I invite you to hold your index finger gently, right or left. Just cradle it. You can put it in your lap. And just hold it while you listen. And maybe notice how it feels holding your index finger. Sometimes people feel chaotic energy pulsating, or tension, or maybe there's some heat, or just a feeling of not being quite right. So I invite you to hold your finger for the few minutes that we're going to spend together. I was inspired to talk about chronic pain today because September happens to be Pain Awareness Month. And I was intrigued when I was reading because I'm a bit of I like statistics and research and finding ways to quantify things in our lives, in addition to the more feeling way that we can see how things are. One of the studies that was done in Ireland found that 1 in 3 people have chronic pain. I've seen different statistics worldwide, and the lowest figure I've ever seen is 20%. So if you are experiencing chronic pain, it's not just you. And there is hope. There's a way to feel better. So what can we do to improve our lives? If many of us have these challenges and the experience of pain, are there things that we can do to improve things in general? Definitely, first step on the list is to talk to your doctor and follow their advice. Many people, in addition to that, find it helpful to do things to mind yourself, to recharge your batteries, and just to restore yourself. But a lot of times it's hard to make that a priority unless we schedule in that time. So often, I don't know about you, but I find that it goes down to the bottom of the list. And then over time, I'm less able to do the things that I would like to be able to do in my life. So if you can put a priority on your wellness, you won't have to make as much time for your illness. So whether you're going to an exercise class or even at home, there's so many options now. We can be out in nature and see the beautiful scenery. We can get a treatment. Have a good laugh with a friend. And I've noticed that whether I'm sitting in a coffee shop, having a cuppa with a friend and a chat face to face, or I'm talking to somebody online, I can still make that connection and it can still brighten my day. And another thing that can really help is being creative, whether that is drawing or singing or dancing or even making a good meal. However you find that you can spark that creative energy, it can help. So I invite you to think about 2 things, maybe mark them down, that you're already doing for self-care. And what would you like to add? What would it be like if we made time for things like that every day? I suggest that these things can help us to feel better and to recharge our energy. Now, this energy stuff, we all know about energy coming from the power company. It fuels our lights, it heats our homes, it runs our cars. We also have an internal underlying energy. We have energy circulating through our bodies all the time. I know we have blood circulating through our bodies, lymph circulating, oxygen and everything, and we also have energy. And this energy, our life force, circulates in our body in specific pathways known as meridians or energy functions. And you've probably heard about them from acupuncture, reflexology, craniosacral therapy. There's so many wonderful therapies. We also use these energy pathways in Jin Shin Jyutsu, acupressure, and access them through specific areas on our bodies called safety energy locks. As you can see here in the body map of the 52 safety energy locks, there's 26 pairs mirrored on each side of the body. Each of these energy centers or safety energy locks has its own function and own meaning in relation to our being. And each safety energy lock can help us to feel better, because if our energy gets tense and stressed, It's kind of like water flowing down a river. If there's a blockage, the water won't flow as freely and it won't function as well. Similarly, if our energies become blocked or stagnant, our feelings of health can decline and we can experience dis-ease in our body. And when it goes on longer unchecked, we can have chronic labels and serious health concerns. So I recommend that we get to know our safety energy locks really well and listen to the messages that they and our body are telling us. Now, all of these safety energy locks are important for our well-being. Today, we're going to focus on number 5, number 8, and number 16. These safety energy locks can help with our pain, help with stress and tension, and I'll share with you a little bit how. So, if we have tension, we can feel unwell. One gal was feeling unwell that got in contact with me. She had pain in her hips, in her knees, and her hands. And she'd been through a tough time lately, and her body was needing a bit more support. She shared with me that her hands, especially, were bothering her. Her pain in her hands was 7 out of 10 on a pain scale. And other days it had been even worse. But even more, what prompted her to book a session was that she was exhausted and she wasn't getting relief. So she set aside some time and booked a session with me. I welcome you to experience this calm oasis. As my client entered the room, well, I invite you to see what she saw. Just imagine coming into a nice, quiet, calm room. You see the padded table there. You settle in and slip off your shoes. As you lie down on the table and you get covered with a nice, warm, fuzzy blanket, you can just relax. There isn't anything you need to do, nowhere that you have to go. You can just relax. And this is exactly what my client did. She began relaxing on the table, letting go of the tension, and I held space for her, supporting her as her body healed itself. As I gently placed my right hand on her shoulder and my left hand on her hip, I could feel the tension, a little bit of chaos, and her fatigue. So I continued to stay there and just waited, listening to her body, and being present. After a few moments, her tension started melting away. As I continued with her session, her breathing changed. It was slower and deeper, more regular. Her face relaxed. The wrinkle in her brow was gone. And the tension in her muscles and her hands, it was just softening. That deeper tension and chaos was replaced by harmony and peace. At the end of her session, when she came back to awareness, she sat up and flexed her fingers, and she was amazed. They felt so much better. She said that they were a level 3 out of 10 on the pain scale. And she had so much more energy. She let me know the next day that she just had amazing energy and she was able to get everything done. That made my day. So let's do a little bit more Jin Shin Jyutsu ourselves. You've been holding your index finger. Do you notice a change? It may be something you're aware of, and it may be not in your awareness. But if you are noticing a change, maybe your shoulders are less tense. Maybe your joints are feeling a little better. So let's take a few minutes here to experience a bit of that unwinding of tension. Because often when we're tense, we have muscle aches and our joints can get sore. Unless we relax, the body has a harder time healing and repairing itself. So we're going to spend a moment with Safety Energy Lock 8. This is located on the outside of our knees, as you can see in the picture. Just rest your hands on the outside of your knees. If you want to get really specific in where you're holding, there's a bone on the calf area of your legs, the bottom half of your legs, and it's just around the top of that bone. But you can just hold generally around the knees on the outside. Because when you hold this area, Safety Energy Lock 8, it can help to relieve muscle tension and stress, help to ease pain, and one of my favorite added bonuses is that it can help us to connect to our inner peace. It's nice to hold for a little while, whether you're relaxing in bed or relaxing on the couch or even in a chair. Just hold it gently. Notice how you're feeling. And you can let go of the tension and feel better. It's nice to hold these places for a few minutes, maybe even 10, or just your body. You can tell when your body is feeling better. If you only have a minute is definitely going to help. If you have longer, that will help too. So that's the first of 3 safety energy locks that we're going to work with today. Next, I'd like to draw your attention to your ankle, because we have 2 safety energy locks on our ankle. One on the inside of our ankle, that's number 5, safety energy lock 5. And then we have another on the outside of our ankle. So as you can see in the picture here, you can just cross over your leg and put your right hand on the inside of your ankle, safety energy lock 5, and your other hand, your left hand, on the outside. Whether you're holding your right ankle or your left, always put your right hand on the inside of the ankle. When you hold these 2 safety energy locks together, it helps to release through a safety energy lock 5 and to transform through safety energy lock 16 the pain in your body. And again, hold this for a while, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and you can feel the changes. You can feel the tension release, and just to feel better. So I recommend that after you're done, either pause the recording or maybe after, just to rest your hands on your ankle in that way. After a bit of Jin Shin Jyutsu, we can often feel a change. Now this change occurs whether you're doing self-help like we're doing now or receiving a session. It helps us to relax, feel better, and be ready for our day. There are so many holds and combinations of holds to support our well-being in Jin Shin Jyutsu. And you can find more information because there's always hope and there's always help. I appreciate you sharing a bit of Jin Shin Jyutsu time with me. And remember, be present now and gently support yourself as you go through your day. If you'd like more information, my contact number is on the screen, and you can also access more information on the energyflows.ie website or on social media of Facebook and Instagram at jackie.energyflows. I hope you found this useful. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much.